Yep. Can you hear me all right?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
I sure can.
I
Awesome.
I end up putting on my computer because I was like gonna do this. I'm like,
Right, right.
and this is
That's
like I have my old school computer here, so I'm like, I don't know if it can even do this.
no. Oh my gosh. I know, right? I got this cheap HP computer and I'm like, I don't even know if the processing power can handle it, but apparently it's struggling.
Right?
It's struggling. But it's all good though.
Yes. Oh my
So
gosh. And then of course I left stuff at work. I was just texting my coworker, I'm like, did I leave my stuff? He's like, yes. I'm like, oh man. So we're going a little off the cuff today.
that's okay. That's okay. I'm just glad you could join me. I'm just glad
Yes.
you're here and we're gonna like talk about some things
Yeah.
and whatever is on your heart to share,
That's
So
like
the
just
whole
get the dialogue going. We got to get some things out there, and we're just
oh
normal
yeah.
people. That's the
Yep.
thing. It's just I'm just an ordinary person. At this year, things just weren't looking good, and we got to get our country back.
Amen.
Yeah,
Amen. I mean
and
there's
save
just
our children because this is, I mean,
it,
between what we're going to talk about, but that whole thing, real quick on the let them play thing last week was
yeah,
mind blowing to me that you're going to go up and not represent our flag, wear mask, and claim you're fighting
right.
for your right to play. And it's like you're sending the wrong message by complying to
Was this
get
what
your.
the was this with the NFL doing that?
Yeah, that's when last was it the 29th, I think it was, that they had the let him play rally. And all
Right.
these
Oh,
kids,
that's
which
right.
hey, I'm proud that they went up there and but man, they can't be up there with mask on. Like you're asking to play because of the mask, but you're wearing a mask to ask.
Oh my
And it
gosh.
just it
Yeah.
defeats the whole purpose. And the flyer said no flags, so you can't even do your American, patriotic thing. And they
Right.
want you to and advocated mask.
Wow.
And I was
That,
just happy with that.
well,
Because that's just not right.
that just flies in the face of and I agree, that flies in the face of, kids getting their activity and building,
Yeah.
their lung strength, their muscle, what I'm saying? They
Right.
need that fresh oxygen in
And
order to
I mean,
go
and you
ahead. I'm
need
sorry.
no, you're fine. And you need to get out of your comfort zone. It's scary. Like this stuff is scary. I mean, this is my first time doing this kind of stuff. Doing lives. This has been my first time this year doing lives, going up on
Cool.
the Capitol, open carrying, concealed carrying, going into I mean, all these things are new even
Yeah.
as an adult. And my kids, thank goodness. Well, my son is in the military. Like he's
Okay.
in the Marine Corps. So I mean, he knows. But it's like, and that's my biggest thing during Operation Gridlock is like my son, who's my baby, is out, protecting our rights.
That's right.
And he was 19 doing this stuff and
Wow.
over in another country, getting shot at daily. And it's the least we can do is like I said, these
Right.
kids to bring American flag. I mean,
Yeah.
you're basically begging, please, governor, let me have, and that's,
Right. Let me have my constitutional rights.
yeah.
Let me have
Can
my
I
civil liberties,
please?
please. You're
My,
right.
my
Right.
child will wear his mask or her mask, and that's not what you do. You should be putting your foot down about it. I mean,
Right.
and
Oh,
to segue into things, these masks also, with us touching base on human trafficking and all that, is also an issue where
yep.
kids can't talk, and there's even been things where kids' mouths are duct taped underneath the mask so they don't speak.
Wow.
So
Oh,
it's
wow.
like, it is
Yeah.
a roller coaster, a domino
It's a
effect,
mess.
all kinds
It's a
of
mess.
bad.
There's so many things that can tie into making it easier for traffickers in order to traffic the kids. I totally agree. Totally agree with that. Yeah.
It's like, oh, our stream just went and froze.
I think so. Yeah, because probably YouTube or Facebook, because this is going out to Facebook and YouTube, by the way, just to let you
Okay,
know.
so we're probably gonna have things. No, that's cool. We're probably gonna have our triggers, and there'll be like,
All right.
Oh, they can't say that. They can't say that.
No, they can't say that.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, but this is America. This is still the
Right.
United States of America. And, until they put me in an internment camp, or, then I'm going to keep speaking. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep speaking. And
yeah, if we don't, we're never any here. It's a year. Next month is a year.
Yeah.
The 2 week flatten the curve.
It's been a year.
I know. And now we're wanting to multiply mask and do all this insanity.
Oh my gosh. Did you see my live? Did you see my live yesterday?
No, I was, oh my gosh, because I had some training I was doing, and the debacle of door dashing yesterday was, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. No, I did a video because I was going to go live when I went into Costco yesterday, but I didn't hit the live button fast enough to go into Facebook, so I just videotaped it off my phone. And I had my anonymous mask on, and they're like, "Oh, you can't be in here with that." I was like, "I got a mask on."
What? Why not?
Right. And I'm like, "Oh man," I was like, "Just go on." And she's like, "Well, it's Costco's policy," and I kept trying to get her to see that you're lying to people saying that's Costco's policy, but whose policy are you following to make it Costco's policy?
Yeah.
And she was like, "No, it is Costco's policy." Okay, so your government then?
Yeah.
So if Costco is forcing people to wear masks, so you're government now, you're part of the government now, because that's who's forcing people to wear the mask.
Right. But yeah, you can go. I know Menards has been one of the dumbest ones for that, and that would be acceptable at Menards.
Wow.
It's just like, I had people that my friends have made a mockery, like wearing their Halloween, like zombie mask in there, and that's cool.
Right.
But I walk up, there's stores now I will not ever patronize anymore, because if you're going to act like that, I'm not going to do that. But yet I have a medical exemption and whatever, and I got to sit here even at my workplace and fight. And it's just like really, it's crazy.
I work at I do a 9 to 5 too, a regular job. I have my own business, but I also do a 9 to 5. And my boss is like, "Well, you got to wear a mask," and I'm like, "But the mask don't do anything."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, you still got to wear it because people might narc on me and snitch on me." So I'm like, "All right, bro." I was like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, "As long as customers are in here, you have to wear it at least over your mouth." And he was like, I was like, "So I wear it over my mouth, but that's it."
Yeah.
And I take it off when there's no customers.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just like customers come in with no mask. I am not a Nazi about masks. Let me tell you something. A guy came in the other day, actually yesterday, and he says, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I don't have my mask on." I was like, "Look, dude," I was like, "You have the liberty to wear a mask if you want or if you don't want to."
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be a Nazi and sit here and babysit you on how to wear your mask or if you should wear a mask. That's your liberty.
And here's Tracy, who's lost the job because of that. That's
right. The guy was flipping out. He was like, "I will go back into my car and get my mask. I swear to God." I was like, "Dude, just calm down." I was like, "You're good with me." I was like,
yeah.
That's your choice."
And
I was like, "I'm not a mask Nazi. I don't, whatever. Dude, do you."
And I kind of joke around at work, because we have some things where I work, we can space each other out, so that's cool. But I had a big issue. They're afraid of MIOSHA and OSHA, which
that's right.
I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I go, if we're going to do this and we got you're going to have to do the right fit test. We're going to have to go through all this stuff. And I'm pretty guarantee that they do come in here. I'm not going to be your issue.
Right.
And it's like, we're going to sit here and go all craziness. And then I got to hear my boss talk about the science. And I'm just like,
are you kidding me?
The science that's now changed since we have a certain so-called president in the
46? I call him 46.
46 needs to get 86, because it's like, for real. And it's like at the Hollywood studio live coming at you.
Oh my gosh.
But it's crazy.
That dude's a joke.
It is a joke. It is
a joke.
And then you're going to put on a mask that's made in China.
Well, you got to support the peeps.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, you got.
I mean, we gotta make money for Biden because he's got, you know, they probably got a contract on, you know, they get 10% every mask that's sold too on top.
Right.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's
Right.
like, yeah, he's not our president in anywhere, Tracy. No, he's not.
No, he's not.
He's
Definitely not.
No, he's not. Not.
So we're gonna get started with our show.
Yes.
This is a special edition of No Strings Attached podcast. I am your hostess, basicBlaqBecky. I am here with my guest today, Jamie.
Yes.
She is a 51-year-old single mom of 2 children, proud grandmother of a 2.5-year-old, blue collar patriot. She's been in the fight for liberty since last March. Right?
I mean, March that I've always been about, my whole home is nothing flags and eagles, but I mean, I've been out on the boots on the ground since March.
And I'm also going to add that she's a proud mom of a Marine.
Absolutely.
So, woo-ha.
Yeah, exactly.
So salute to you. Thank you so much for your service and your son's service, and thank you so much. He loves this country enough that he wants to put his life on the line, you know, for all of us to be free here. And I'm just so thankful. My husband is retired from the Army for many years now.
Yeah.
So, you know, he takes his oath seriously.
Exactly.
So even being out of the Army for over 20 years, he takes it seriously. He's like, no matter what, I am Army forever. Right. So, you know.
And that's my son. It's been since 9/11. I mean, and he was young. I mean, a couple years old, and that's what got it right there going, which now I'm mind blowing, more rabbit holes with that. But I mean, it's like, but no, I'm like, geez, every day I'm just like,
your mind is just blown, right?
I know.
Because like you said in your bio, you know, you're learning more and more every day. Every day you're going down these rabbit holes, and your mind is just expanding, and you're awakening to like new revelations of things about events that happened in our country, even all around the world.
Right.
The reason why we're living the way we're living today under such, you know, it's pretty much like we're living under a soft type of martial law in a way after 9/11, after the Patriot Act was passed. I mean, everybody, the crackdown was put on everybody, not just Arab Americans. It was put down on everybody after 9/11. Right. You know, well, after the Patriot Act, actually. So, I mean, I'm going to consider you a woke patriot because you woke. You one of us. You know what's going down. You're like, you know, so, yeah. So.
And that's, and I've worked in a chiropractic office for a few years, and that really, the whole vaccinations and this and that, I mean, that was a whole nother, and thank goodness for that. If I didn't have that education underneath my belt, because soon as this stuff, I was working at Myers as a cashier. Now I'm not because of the whole mask thing. But soon as we were sick, all of us, you know, we were sick before it was a thing. And I don't say joke, but my shtick was, just wait, the vaccine's coming. Because, I mean, it's always about the vaccines coming. And, I mean, it's just, and my kids, thank goodness, that was one of the things when my son went in the Marine Corps, as you know, with your husband. I was like, oh, my poor baby's going to have all this crap and toxins, you know, shot into him. And he's like a little virgin baby as far as that, because he didn't have none of that in him. So it is just, but as of right now, when he was just home on leave, it's considered, I think he called it experimental or something like that. So he doesn't have to have it, which thank God for that right now. But But yeah, definitely been woke in things, and the mainstream media has been out of my home for decades, because that was one of the things that chiropractic was, we not to watch that. We even had in our waiting rooms, we de-drugged the magazines. There was no magazines in there that had any kind of prescriptions in them. We took all that out. So so that way no one's even, you can read the magazine. You might miss a paragraph because we might have ripped it out, but you're gonna read what you're supposed to be reading, not getting inundated with the psychological subconscious, you know, ask the doctor about this, you know.
Like, I'm not taking vaccine, and my husband, he is a federal employee. He has to wear the mask. At first he wasn't. Right. And they were like, well, you have to wear it because of liability and this and that. And I told him, I was like, you know what? They're going to they're going to ask you to take the shot next because first it's the mask and then it's the vaccines. And I had made a video a while ago, about 5 months ago, about people needing a shot in order to get their groceries.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I'm a clown because, I'm a clown. I like to clown stuff, with serious issues and stuff like that. Because if you don't laugh about this stuff, you're going to end up crying.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You're going to end up like going crazy. You're going to end up crying. You're going to end up snapping. Yeah. So I made this video and it's called a COVID pass. There's a COVID pass out in Africa. And I was like, you know what? That's coming here.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, you need to start watching and reading media from other countries because it's going to give you a clue of what's going to happen here. So, I made that video and now I look at it 5 months later now and I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. And it's amazing how other countries, because of our mainstream media, I get more education from other countries that know more about, what's going on than our own country because we're getting censored on it.
Right.
I mean,
oh my gosh. Speaking about the media in foreign countries, I have a friend who's in Africa. He's in Africa, okay, and they love Donald Trump over there. I don't care what anybody says.
I have a friend as well, and they
love him because he's a pillar, he's a symbol of strength.
Yeah,
and they respect strength. And so he said to my husband, he said, I don't know what your media is telling y'all over there. He said, but that's crazy. He said, but your president Trump, he got the election was stolen from him.
Yeah,
everybody in my village is saying that the election was stolen.
Yeah.
And he said they did it right in front of y'all's faces, and we cannot understand why Americans just don't get it.
Yeah. Some of us do.
So he said it's just really hard to, get people to break through their conditioning and to see what's happening.
You have to deprogram yourself. I mean, it is huge. I mean, from even the vaccines, if I would have known what I did when my kids were younger, my daughter, I know she's got repercussions but I was doing what I thought was right. I didn't know otherwise until you research and get out of that comfort zone. And as far as after, I have our friend, in fact, it's through my son. I mean, he loves President Trump because he's who gives us jobs, even for them. He's like, that's how we, in Afghanistan and contracting and all that, that's how they get income. And people don't realize we are the beacon for the world.
Yeah,
and it's and people just don't. And to hate a man so much, I was not a Trump fan. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now in the beginning, I didn't vote
Tell us the story how you got on the Trump train.
So I again being conditioned because my parents are blue, and working at Ford Motor Company, all the unions are pretty much blue. And so I just did what my parents told me, you know what I mean? And just, okay. And not watching news and whatever. So I would, whatever they would suggest, we talk, whatever. Okay. But then as things started getting this past year, I'm like, oh, walk away. We're walking away this year because I had to put away some of my things like people have that he is like the New Yorker. And I wasn't a big fan of the grandma, all that stuff that was talked about. But overall, he has the best interest for my son and the service and us. I mean, war makes money. Mm-hmm. And that's
the reality.
Yeah. War makes money. And for all the rabbit holes I've been down with that our poor soldiers are, and mainly a lot of it is because of my son of, really getting me, for him being a kid fighting for our country. The least I can do is sit here and, fight here for him, and all that, it's just and it kind of got into the start of the knee. I've never been a fan of the whole knee thing with the anthem. And then that's where it just started snowballing and you're really looking with Trump and issues. And then, I mean, not saying it's the lesser two evils because I didn't look at it like that. I mean, I just see more and you can just tell. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves, but no one gets those numbers because the media won't let you see them.
Right.
And it's just the race stuff. I mean, even us at the Capitol, that was always because, and I was up on the steps And I never did like Trump flags and all that. I did American flags, or I just would be quiet and watch. I know I'm affiliated with certain groups up there. I would just, okay. But then all of a sudden I was racist and a terrorist. And I'm like, what? I'm here for everyone's rights. I was so blown away by that whole aspect of things. I was just like, and then with Trump, I mean, it wasn't like I said, it wasn't ever a Trumpster, but I mean, he's definitely more now seeing just his true heart about things too. He didn't need to do this for us. He was well off. He didn't,
right.
And it's just like, I don't know. So I just started, like, say, educate myself. And that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. I mean, listen to everything. I mean, get out of there's things where like I said, we just said daily, I'm going, what? But research it. That's why I say things I post. It's like, don't take my word for it. Research about it. I mean, research, come to your own conclusion, but at least have your own voice, have your own conclusion about it. Like, not have the mainstream media said we have to do this and that, that's it. But yeah, so that's how I just then I just, like I said, mainly being up at the Capitol, marches, different things, different areas, protecting statues. I've been with that, doing all that stuff with groups that I'm affiliated with. And it's been awesome. Like I said, if anything out of this whole year, it's actually been pretty amazing because I've re-educated myself with things. I'm like, I want to get into more constitutional classes. I want, and right now I've got it's just like, until this election can settle down, I feel like a million of atoms just bouncing around right now because I want to do so many things, but I can't focus on just one thing. And, it's crazy. Right. I'm just it's crazy.
Well, I wanted to talk about you mentioned something about the NFL and them, bending the knee, before the games. And I wanted to talk about the Super Bowl yesterday because everybody's talking about it, And
I didn't watch it because I was just like,
I don't watch. The only kind of championship sport I watch is hockey. That's about it. But even hockey has become woke. Yeah, they've been pretty good.
Yeah.
About keeping the woke.
Yeah.
They've been trying to pull back on the wokeness in the NHL. But the NFL, that is just woke central right there. I mean, when you think about it, most of their audience are Black people,
right?
Because a lot of the players that are drafted, most of them are Black, right? And most of them have scholarships, and so they go scholarships in college, and then they get drafted. And so, it's a huge thing in the Black community, the NFL is. So that's their audience. And so they're going to play up the wokeness during their games and during their championship games. And I don't know if you were aware, because I know you said you didn't watch it, but they have played the Black national anthem.
They did.
Before they played the Black national anthem before our national anthem.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, we're living in two countries now. Is that what's happening? We have,
that's not dividing at all.
Right? Yeah, that's not divisive. Not at all.
I mean, now, and then the flip side of that, if I said, well, I want to play the white national anthem, that would be, the national anthem should just be it's for everybody to bring us all together. That's creating the divide,
right?
And animosity.
I'm like, and so then I'm watching because they had played the Black national anthem. They had this like little it was like some NFL players. They were like speaking about equality and what does it mean and what they have been doing for the past year, to battle inequality. And one player, I don't know who it was, because like I said, I don't watch football, but he said, we in the NFL, we're doing this all for you guys, so we can teach you guys. And I'm like, who are you talking about teaching? You guys run around here. You have like 8, 9 baby mamas around here, y'all beat up your girlfriends, not going to get into the Chad Wheeler thing, but you know what I'm saying? And you guys want to sit here and project that you guys are the epitome of moral superiority? Are you kidding me? No, we don't need the NFL to teach us.
No.
To teach our kids about equality. We don't need that. No. So
it's just about the sport and teamwork and that kind of stuff. That, that's right. It's supposed to be entertainment for us. It should be a release for us, not a political thing. If I was watching it, I shouldn't have to have that. I should be able to enjoy the game.
Right.
Just like during the Grammys and all that stuff. Just get up there and get your award.
Right.
I don't want to hear anything else. Just get your award.
Just do what you're supposed to do. Do what you're paid to do.
Yeah.
And leave the the raising of our children to teach them what's right or wrong to us as their parents. That is not the job of any sports organization to try to teach anybody about anything. They're there to get paid, to entertain, to play a game, and to keep the masses pretty much docile, pretty much, and keep them distracted about what's going on. That's how I see.
And to the salaries, let's talk about that. I mean, you're getting paid how much money? Why my son is in another country, or the police, or these, other, or even you're trying to educate us about, let's say, the Black communities. Are you out in those Black communities? I mean, are you showing up? How about moving there? Right. How about moving into the, you're not, practice what you preach. If you're going to do that, then show us you're doing.
Oh my gosh, girl! I remember this summer when there was all those peaceful protests, and BLM and Antifa was burning, right? And they were burning stuff, and the guy was sitting there saying, yeah, burn stuff down. Like it was I think it was a basketball athlete. He was just cheering on the burning down of cities and stuff, and then when the protesters came into his neighborhood, he's like, "Get out of here, you animals!" I'm not kidding you. He said there's like on Twitter talking about these animals are trying to disrupt our lives. Get out of here, you animals! It was hilarious.
Oh my!
But Tracy says Tom Brady is being racist because he won on Black History Month. Girl, stop that! Don't even.
I'm surprised it's not in the headlines.
I know.
Oh my God.
No, they're not. They're not angry.
Privilege that won that, right?
They're not mad at him because he's white and he won the Super Bowl on Black History. They're mad because he didn't wear a mask.
Yeah.
Walking into, Raymond James Stadium. That's what they're mad about. I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, man. But yeah. I mean, and then 46. The most beloved president of our day.
Yeah.
He did a Super Bowl PSA, right? And supposedly a lot of the audience was booing him, sitting there talking about mask up and make sure you guys get your vaccines.
Oh my God.
But wait a minute, Joe. Your administration lost 20,000, doses of vaccines. So, it's just,
and plus the whole hydroxychloroquine, all the stuff that they did, I'm just sitting there too, that these people aren't getting woke to the fact of killing grandma, because we always killing grandma. How many grandmas and family members passed because they weren't, with the HCQ, and now all of a sudden Biden's in and HCQ, and it's like, oh my gosh, all these people that lost their lives because you were sitting there telling these doctors that were trying to spread this word that doesn't work, and and it's crazy. It's craziness.
So
and then
go ahead.
The nursing homes, all that stuff. I mean, that's a whole nother. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But Cuomo, was it him that? Oh, they died. So what?
So what? Right. I heard that. He was like, so what? They died. So what? I'm like, okay. That's not very sensitive. I thought progressives were supposed to be sensitive.
Yeah.
To people, in bad situations, I thought that's what they're supposed to be. Just,
this compassionate.
Yeah.
We all need to be united and move forward and have been the most, like I said, that's why my name on Facebook is the way it is, because they're the most ruthless,
oh yeah,
unsensitive, cruel I mean, we'll go after your family. I mean, I was just like, you got to be kidding me. And you guys are the compassionate ones, right?
Right. Right.
I'm just
Oh my.
like, oh my gosh. I mean, and not just saying like, oh, I don't like what you're, I mean, it is literal, like vile.
Yeah. Those people are
vile.
But speaking of vaccines, for all my Catholic friends who are probably going to watch this later or right now, COVID's not going away. And I'm going to tell y'all what's up there. I also want my channel to also, not only talk about national issues, but I also want to talk about issues going on in Michigan, specifically in our legislature. Like they have a COVID bill, is HB 4019. And basically, it's a bill that states that whenever you go get a vaccine, they have to disclose to people, that it has aborted fetal tissue in it.
Right. Well, yeah.
So so they have to disclose that to you. So to all my Catholic friends, they're going to make sure that you guys are going to get that vaccine. Okay, this is not being derogatory to any of you. They're going to make sure that we all get this vaccine, okay? And they're going to, this is how they're going to, lower your guard to say, okay, well, it has no aborted fetal tissue in it, so it's okay. It's morally okay. Because they know that's your gripe with vaccines. A lot of our gripes with vaccines. And so they want to kind of get our guard down and say, well, we'll just let you know that this vaccine doesn't have aborted, fetal tissue. But it shouldn't have it in it anyway.
Yeah. It should have.
Yeah. They are telling people, by them having this bill, they're telling people that there's aborted fetal tissue in vaccines. Hello? What? There shouldn't be any of that in there anyway. No. But God gave me my immune system to fight off infections and diseases and viruses. Right. I don't need that, So, they are working overtime to make sure everybody gets this vaccine. It don't matter what your religious affiliation is. It doesn't matter what color you are. They're going to try to make sure everybody gets it some way, somehow, and make it sound attractive.
Yeah. And it's like, what's crazy is like, it's better to get COVID. And it's 99%. Let's just say 95. Let's give it 90. Let's give it, some handicap or whatever, that you're going to inject something that is experimental. And then I've been saying, and that's been something with the chiropractic for years, which I was like, you're correct. And it's tracking you and chipping you and doing all that stuff. Why do we need 2 doses too? Why is there 2 doses? What I'm hearing is a reprogram, like, because it's like a computer, you need an update. So you need another dose. And then, so you're going to get the vaccine, but now flip-flop Fauci, you need more masks still. And and it's just like, do you people not see this is nothing to do?
It's not going to stop.
No.
It is not going to stop.
And it's like,
it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. And then Governor Whitmer, she's talking about, Governor Whitmer talking about she's going to open up the state, but they're just going to lock it back down again because there's a variant of COVID coming from the UK. Oh, by the way, which she hasn't let anybody know about yet. I'm wondering if she's going to tell anybody until spring. I'm just wondering.
Conveniently.
Right. What's her excuse going to be this time? What's her excuse going to be this time? That she didn't inform anybody about COVID like the last time.
Right.
I'm sorry. Do we all have the same social media accounts and pages and access to those pages? What, she don't get daily briefings every day, month, every week? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
And still even, we kept asking for even the science and like, what are you talking about? Show us your numbers. Even her constituents, show us your numbers. And she wouldn't, and it's just like, but I can't even listen to her voice for one, but to see people and they just think she's just, oh, thank you, Governor. And it's just like, no, like your body, oh my God. And then the mask and the, antibacterial, all that stuff. We are made of viruses. That's what we are. We let our bodies do what they're supposed to do. And it's like, I was more afraid of years ago, the flesh eating thing. I mean, we didn't have anything near this, and I would be more afraid of having flesh eating than, and I'm sure it was a couple things, but it seemed like it was everywhere. The Walking Dead is alive.
How dare you remind me about the flesh-eating disease? Yeah. How dare you? I forgot about that. Oh my gosh.
And that was a thing like years ago where I'm like, we didn't have none of this stuff. I mean, and it's just, but every year, if you look at, I mean, we've West Nile, the swine flu. I mean, there's everything. It's just, and we're still here.
Right.
Still made it. I mean, we still made it. I mean,
remember when Obama, he shut down the testing for the swine flu?
Oh,
he shut down testing. Him and Fauci.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. People, I think it was like how many people? Like 60,000 people died of swine flu under Obama, and then that was in a few months, and then he just shut it down. He just shut down testing. So nobody knows about that.
Yeah, it's just like it's so frustrating. And yes, herd immunity. I mean, that's the thing. It's like we need, that's the thing, having us do the mask and 6 feet apart. I mean, there's multiple, obviously, but I mean, not being with each other. Of course, when you get together, then you are going to get sick and all that stuff because your antibodies and all that are out of whack from not being with each other. And it's just like, again, at work, like there's your phone is the dirtiest thing. Okay. I mean, but your steering wheel is I mean, there's the grocery cart, the remote at the hotel. I mean, there's all kinds of things. I mean, it's just common sense. Yeah. Double mask. No, thanks.
Yeah. It's just like they want to incrementally, just dehumanize us and just, so that's what I feel. I just feel dehumanized, with the mask wearing, and being here in Wayne County in Detroit. Oh my God, it's even worse. It's like, it's like if you don't have a mask, you don't get serviced, it's just, so my husband, he does all the shopping because, he's like, we got to eat. And I'm like, I agree. But, I told him, I think we need to build infrastructure, for ourselves, and I would like to, I told him to make a pact with maybe like a general store here, that will allow people to like shop without masks.
Yeah.
And we'll support them. Yeah. I mean, jack up the price if you need to. We just want to be able to live freely. We want to be able to make that choice for us. Okay. If I'm sick, I'll put a mask on. If I'm not, leave me alone. That's it. Yeah. Just leave me alone.
If you're sick, you won't be out and, whatever anyway. And it's just, thank goodness where I live. I have our local country store that I walk in. I even talk to the manager who I've known since forever, because it's like one of those towns everyone you know each other from growing up and whatever. And I'm like, all right, here we go, because every Whitmer talk and okay, this is a new thing. What do you do? And I have not worn a mask yet because I can walk in, shop, but I'm usually one of the only ones, and I'm just like people, and I don't wear a mask anywhere around. I mean, I don't wear it. It's like, and if, like I said, if I get to where I go up there and they say something, then I don't go in.
Right.
It's like, but I'm thankful down, like say a small town that I have that we're up there, but I've been down in Toledo, well, not Toledo, down in Ohio, and had to call the police myself because I had some overzealous younger people, because they got this little bit of power that, you asking that and screaming at me across the store. It was during Halloween town, and I said, you know what? So I went out, called the police came, and he agreed with me. And I just said, because with the ADA and all that stuff, I'm like, and not only that, people are short fused right now. And this young guy who thought he was just being, because he had a little manager badge on, he could have seriously got hurt if it was a different person. I mean, it's, some people are, and I do carry, not that it would happen, but I'm like going, I carry, but I'm a, responsible carry person. But there are people that, I mean, we've had people get shot and stabbed and whatever over a mask. And it's like, And I'm checking out, like, right, just let me go.
Yeah.
Like, be quiet.
Yeah, catch the wrong person on the right day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's I mean, that's why when I'm at my other job, I'm like, I don't bother people, because you don't know where people are in their, in their psychology. You don't know where they are in their emotions. You don't know where they are as far as like their life journey.
Yeah.
So I just back up. I'm like, maybe that person's having a real bad day. I'm not even gonna bother.
Yeah.
So, but
and you get like, well, too, during the lockdown and all that stuff, and then I had to shop for my parents and whatever, and you're like going out, and it just, everyone's so defensive, because it's like everyone, they got the mask and the 6 foot, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like, and not seeing people smile and facial expressions. I mean, it wears you down, and it's like people. I'm like, when I see people without masks, I'm like, hey, I like seeing your face, nice smile. We talk, because it's like, and two, I watch lips when I, people speak, and it's like, and then when they're muffled behind plexiglass, I'm like, what?
Right. It's like when I went to a Costco yesterday, and we walked in, the lady at the door was like, told my husband, you got to put your mask over your nose. And he said, but I'm wearing one. He was like, you can't tell me to wear it over my nose, whatever. He said, I'm wearing one, whatever.
Yeah.
And I turned and looked at her, like you said, like these people, they have this little bit of power.
Yeah.
And I turned and I said, so are you working for the government now? She's like, no, ma'am, I'm not working for the government. She said, I work for Costco. And I said, no, you are working for the government, because you are implementing their policy. So that makes you quasi-government.
Yeah.
So you're following their edict. Yeah. So yes, you are a government. So in an indirect way, you are a government employee.
Yeah.
Okay. And she's like, manager. It was I was like, what in the world? It was funny. It was funny.
And people too, it's just, I mean, because they just go with what they're bought. Like I said, I don't work there at Meijer because of that, because I'm not going to sit there and be that Nazi. It's not, if you want to come through my lane and I didn't have a mask, hey, awesome. That's, whatever. I've got this plexiglass. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But it's like, I'm not going to do that. Just like my gym. I've give up my gym, which has been, I work out. I'm a freak of 5 to 6, 7 days a week for decades. And I'm not going to go into Planet Fitness and wear a mask 24/7 and I went back for a little bit because I needed my peeps. I needed my, just the atmosphere and everything. And a couple days, and I had like the goofy mat. I had like the total see-through, like it was a goof. And she didn't care. I mean, but to me, it was like I just said, to let them play. I'm like, I'm fighting so hard to stop this nonsense. I can't give up what's precious to me just to comply so I can go work out. So it's been crazy, but my integrity is worth more. I'm like, I can't do that. And my friend, that she's like, oh, please, but she can deal with the mask, that, and to each your own, even though I'm like, but it's a year. People's got to stop. Like it's
and like Tracy said, a lot of people, they have to be brave and not to wear and just not wear the mask. And I mean, that is true. People do need to be brave and just say, forget it. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are not, how can I say, they don't have that fire.
Yeah.
To be alone. Like we as human beings, we like to be with other people. We like to be in groups, we like to belong. We like that feeling of belongingness. And if we do something that's outside of the majority of group of people, then, a lot of people get scared and they run back to that group and conform. Yeah. So it's just, I'm the kind of person, I'm like, I live in Wayne County. Yeah. I wish I could live where you live, in a small town where everybody knows each other. And I wish I could live in a small town like Hillsdale. Like I told my husband, if I was to ever move out of Detroit, I'm going to go live in Hillsdale. Okay.
Yeah, Hillsdale's been the mayor there, which has caught slack. And I mean, I haven't heard too much lately, but he was really for the schools and all that stuff, trying to, just be in school, not do this stuff. But I don't know. I haven't heard nothing lately. So
did he slide back?
Yeah, he was fighting back for quite a
Right.
while in the town when all this started. And like I said, then you
Yeah.
get the doxing and all the crap, and then all that starts going, and it's just like,
Yeah.
but I mean, and it is like, I know what you're saying with like, even me, I don't, wherever I go, it's, I mean, I get the whole, okay, here we, got the talk in my head, cause I got my, my heart's starting to race even, cause I gotta, which is so dumb that I gotta sit here and worry about walking into a store to get food or whatever and worry about getting confrontation. And
Right.
I don't sit there and like get into arguments or whatever, but it's just, but basically that's where I just kind of zip it up and just like walk in, like I say, I walk in like a boss. I just walk in like I own it. I mean, and usually people are more like, whatever.
And that's the thing, right? Like they're worried about people catching a virus, right? But they don't think about the psychological implications that you are going through, or I'm going through, or other people are going through. Like, okay, here we go again, you know. And
Yeah.
they're not thinking about the type of emotional and psychological damage that they're inflicting on people when they not give people choice. They're actually creating more of a problem, not less of a problem. And so I just don't see why they're not seeing that. You know what I mean? But so I'm gonna move on because about the mask, and we're gonna talk about the election. I want to know what do you feel about that.
Oh my gosh.
And now the Gateway Pundit had sued in order to get the video footage of the white van, the mysterious white van in Detroit bringing pallets of ballots. Tell me, how do you feel about the election after finding this information out? Because we were told that we were crazy. This is a conspiracy theory. You people are seeing things. You people are seeing dancing bears, and you probably took some edibles on your way to TCF. So calm it down.
No, yeah. From day one, I mean, it's not added up. I mean, there's just too many, and that's the thing with us digital warriors out there. There's too much on both. There's too much footage. There's too many cameras. There's too many this. Like, here we go. I mean, we've got that where it's, and before wasn't that, I don't know if this is the same van, but remember, oh no, that was our news van. Is this the same van?
Yep, that's the van they're talking about.
That thing you've seen behind it was our camera equipment. And we were all going,
right.
Was it though?
Right.
And so so I from the get-go, plus with Melissa Carone and all that, bravely standing up and being dead set on what she's seen and being up in Lansing during those trials and everything and seeing, I mean, you can't have so many different individuals say the same thing that have never met. How do all those stories line up? And then even the cameras with this footage of, this van, here we are again. And that's what this whole thing, like getting that footage even, it took how long probably to get that footage? I'm sure it was a while to actually get that angle. I mean, we had the other angle from the lady in the car, I think, behind it doing it.
Yeah.
That looks like a CCTV, I'm assuming that camera angle we're getting now. So it's like, I mean, and then
it's just like
crazy. Like, how can you not believe what's going on? And the time frame. This was the time frame.
It is crazy. It's like, and I was watching the CCTV footage, and I told my husband, these people are just walking around like this is an everyday thing. Like, oh, we're just unloading boxes, for the next, event, Janet Jackson event or whatever. Yeah, that's how we doing. That's how we doing. I'm like, yo, baby, come over here. Right.
We have food trucks. There's no food.
Right. We got food here. We got food for these people counting ballots.
They're hungry. Where's the food? We don't got food in these food trucks.
Hey, we got ballots of, we got ballots.
Yeah. You're crazy. Well, I mean, and here, then you had all the TikToks and, these people like showing they're doing it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and then I just had a friend, some relation to her, how they took part in filling out ballots. So it's just, it's frustrating. But no, I'm glad. Now it's not like a patriot with a camera. It's a filter that is unbiased, not film. You know, it's you see is what you're seeing there.
Right. Right. And it is just, it
like,
was just so maddening because I'm like, okay, you know, we've been, you know, President Trump has been telling people, you know, this was going to happen.
Yeah.
And now you have our Attorney General talking about anybody who contests, you know, what they're seeing, anybody who contests in any way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any lawyer that gets involved in litigation and contesting the election, she's going to file criminal charges against people. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is tyranny. This is tyranny, people.
It's bizarro world. It's like,
yeah, this is third world Banana Republic style. Yeah. You know, Che Guevara, you know, Hugo Chavez tyranny that we're seeing here, and everybody just wants to sit here and just pretend like this is not happening. Yeah. You know, because why? Because we live in the United States of America and we got laws to protect us. Okay, well, we're seeing right now that those laws are being dwindled away very quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not incrementally like we used to think, right? Now it's starting to just go away. You know?
Yeah. And then Tracy's saying about the deceased voters and all that stuff. I'm just like, my thing was like, if Jamie going, I've got something that I'm going to court for. I've got to fight. Mm-hmm. And you have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. Dead people voting. How is that?
Right.
I mean, that's proved. I mean, there's a reasonable doubt this election was legit. I mean, it's
right. Well, see, if I was the Biden campaign and I was so sure that my victory,
what you want to go, hey, sure, let me show you.
Man, come on. I would not want that shadow of doubt on my presidency. I'm sorry. I'm just that kind of a person. Okay. So I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of story about me. Okay. My son was taken by CPS about a year ago. And so I had to prove that I was a good mom, right? And so the day that, you know, they said that I had hurt him, right? They said I hurt him, right? And they said, well, you know, you didn't take him to the doctor. You were going to run with him and this and that. So I had to bring proof that I took him to the doctor.
Oh my God.
And that as a good mom, I took him to the doctor and I gave them all the proof. Okay. Yeah. I didn't want them to have any doubt or any shadow of a doubt about my ability to take care of my son. Right.
Right.
Just like with Joe Biden, if I'm going to be president of the United States and people are saying you stole it, right? If I go into a store and somebody say you stole some, I'm going to prove that I didn't steal it.
Right.
In order to remove doubt from your mind that I stole something.
Yeah. Like look into the machines. Look into them.
Right.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You're going to see everything came out great.
Yeah, let me tell you something.
Let's be Nestle and Vincent and let's destroy that. We got to destroy that.
I'd be a jerk about it. I'd be a jerk about it. 100. I'd be a jerk about it.
I would be like,
here's my books. Here's the poll books.
Yeah.
Here you go. And here's the ballots. Here you go. I got right.
It's like, but none of that happened. I mean,
I would.
Absolutely. I'd be pompous. Like here, you know, like, why not?
I want this fair and square. This is my presidency. I want this fair and square.
You're all gonna look like idiots when you see it fair and square.
I'm gonna make you all look dumb now. Okay. Yeah. And then they're destroying the ballot images. Okay. When you go put your ballot in, you know, it takes a picture of the image. I want them ballots in the Smithsonian. You hear me?
Yeah.
The most votes ever in American electoral history. I want them shits in the Smithsonian, in every New York museum.
Our halftime show at the Super Bowl.
I even want them ballot images even in the African American Museum. You heard? Yeah. Because I got more votes than the first Black president. Okay, and I'm going to rub that in his face.
I mean, but crickets.
Right. It's just
Yeah.
This is crazy. It's just insane. I mean, I can't.
It's so.
If you don't laugh about it, you're gonna go insane.
I mean, I've got people I say I work with that are. I had a girl come up and she's a black girl, and she came up and she was just like, I don't understand. Why don't you get what's going on? And I'm like, and then she says, well, the news said it was legit. And I go, all right, we're not going to be able to have this conversation, because if you're getting your information from the mainstream media, then
yeah,
you're not getting the story at all.
If you're getting your news from mainstream media, when they tell you to jump off a bridge, you're going to be ready to go.
Exactly.
You're going to ask which bridge.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, and people are saying that, like, so if someone said you've got to put a gun to your head and shoot, because that's, are you gonna, do that? No, you're not gonna. And the whole, it's like, my gosh, people, like, come on. And two, I mean, the repercussions of all this stuff has just been ridiculous. Like, these poor people, like Melissa and the other people on these committees that, that whole Zoom with the whole doxing, that Zoom call thing. I mean, it's just upsetting that people have to sit there because they're being honest and, like, say, and again, prove them wrong. I didn't see anybody even proving them wrong. What they do, they went after, again, being that vile, going after their families and things that had nothing to do with
their character.
Yeah, and not what was what this we're talking about. Like, nothing to do with that. Going after them personally, and it's just like.
Well, that brings me to the articles of impeachment.
Yes.
Let's talk about that, because I was like, are you kidding me? Y'all gonna bring articles of impeachment of a former president? Really though?
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, so it's kind of like they're gonna just bite. It's gonna bite them, because for one, it has to be a president, not like a sitting president.
Right.
Are you saying that he is in fact a sitting president then? Is that
right?
Are you admitting to that? Are you? So I'm confused.
I want to show. Hold on. Let me get, because I wanted to show people, like, the I'm still working this, so I might have this. Yeah, I might have to stop the screen sharing for just a moment, because I want to show everybody. Give me just a moment, because this is and if y'all see some naked pictures of me, just close your eyes, because I ain't got nothing to look at, really.
Patra.
So, okay. So here we have, right here, right? We have the bills of the impeachment, right? You can't really see it. So I'm just going to take it off.
I had printed off. I left it at work. I was like, dang it. No, I mean, I can see that it's there, but not, I mean.
Never mind. Well, I'll just talk about it, because it's very interesting. When they write these resolutions, they're written as a legal document.
Right.
And in that document, it says that he is the president of the United States. Now, do we have one president or two? I don't know.
Right.
I think Nasty Pelosi has been drinking a little too much. And, I don't know about you, but that says to me that President Trump may still be the president.
Right.
Because if they're impeaching him, shouldn't they say former president? What do you think?
Yeah, exactly. That's, I'm like, so you can't have it both ways. Is he the president or is he not the president? And even to keep him out of office right now, if he's not the president, then he's just a citizen, and that none of this matter. I mean, it's
in the articles of impeachment, and let to everybody know, it is HR House Resolution 24. Okay, you guys can look it up for yourself. I always like to give people information on where to go look it up. You can go to Congress.gov, look it up for yourself, read it, because the charges that they're bringing up against him is just ridiculous.
Bribery. Okay. I mean, all kinds of. Oh my gosh.
I'm like, here we go.
Exactly.
But
But I think what it's going to do, though, is open up on them, because now he can prove, you know what I mean? Like, they're going to accuse him. So then that's opening a door for him to show and turn some of the stuff on them. Like, okay,
right.
well, so it's like, I'm just sitting back, wait, I think this is going to be amazing because he's known this was coming.
Mm-hmm.
He's very smart, just like we're seeing him with the election stuff, like the whole, the secretary's the circle back girl thinking, the space farce, force making fun of it and da-da-da. The satellites and all that stuff in space are what's going to, help prove what was going on with this election as well. So, I mean, all these charges are, he's going to trump them. I mean, it's like, it's craziness.
Yeah, I think if I was President Trump, I would use a lot of what they try to use against me. I would. I just like, for example, the Times, the Times article, the Time magazine article, talking about, Time magazine talking about there is a secret cabal. Well, first of all, I would use the Washington Post, where Jeff Bezos pretty much derided the president and excoriated him for voter fraud, right? I would use that, okay, as evidence. And then I would use that Time magazine article and say, okay, Time magazine is writing here saying that there was a secret cabal of people in corporations and tech used in order to pretty much steal the election from the American people.
It's okay.
And it's okay because they did it for their protection.
It's okay. It's okay.
Right? That's what I would do. That's what I would do. I would use their own media mouthpieces against them and say, I ain't got to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Bow. There you go. What you going to say now?
And I think, too, because he's not going at it as how in the meeting where he's like, I won this. It was a landslide. He backed off like smart. He backed off and said, let them come at him. So it's not like he was he's just mad because he lost. It's not that. It's like, okay, I'm just a normal citizen right now, golfing and whatever. And you guys, okay, and now it's like, get ready.
Well, my thing is that it was good for him just to back off and just to take a back seat.
Yep.
Because now they have the burden of proof to prove whether he conspired to cause an insurrection. Yeah. And they have the burden of proof. Okay. And they already tried to prove it in the first impeachment, which was a failure.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. And usually in a court of law, you can't charge somebody a second time with the same crime. Right. You can't do double. There's no double jeopardy.
Yeah. Right.
So, they can't use that. So you have to bring new evidence, and you guys have the burden of proof to prove that I incited insurrection. You have the burden of proof that, I committed high crimes and misdemeanors. You have the burden of proof. So go ahead.
And that's it. It's like, now here, plead your case. And then, like, I think he's gonna, like he said, even the whole, is it Article 25, whatever, then, like, be careful what you wish for. Because it's like, I mean, he's just, and then even Pelosi, I just seen something today on one of the reporters trying to ask her about all this. And she said she just like poo-pooed it away. Like, this is a ridiculous thing to be talking about. It's absolutely worthless to talk about right now. But you guys are the ones doing it. Why now you don't want to answer about these people that stormed the Capitol? That's what someone was asking about this whole thing, because now all this footage, again, with digital warriors coming out, that the whole, even the shooting, which I was from the get-go called false flag. I just don't still believe. I mean, I hope this Ashley is not anything, but there's so much stage stuff. And even so, how can he incite insurrection? Didn't you guys actually do that? Because you staged it all.
Right.
And that's gonna, I mean, even when he was speaking when all this was happening, he wasn't even there yet.
Right.
And he was also late to get there. There was things he knew what he was doing, because he knew this is what was happening. I'm sure he has plenty of intel that knows, hey, guess what we've heard?
Definitely. Just like AOC had plenty of intel what was going down. And just like everybody else in DC knew what was going down on the 6th, because it was a public It was a pop. Listen, this is how stupid these people are. Okay, these people are so stupid. It was on Facebook, Twitter. It was on every social media platform that people were coming to DC in order to peacefully protest against the certification of the election. So don't sit here and tell me that y'all gonna sit here and say you almost pissed in your pants because Patriots was up there talking about no, don't do this. We want investigations. We want forensic audits. Pull back, throttle back. Don't even go there.
I mean, let's just say, this is Jamie. If there's all these patriots up there, if we wanted to take over that Capitol would have been took over.
Say that again.
It would have been took over. There's no way for all those people. And in fact, the Patriots were the ones telling Antifa, no, don't, what are you doing? Stop. Right. What's going on? If all those Patriots, or even you're not supposed to carry there, but if we were hell bent on taking that Capitol over,
right, it would have happened.
It would have
happened, but it didn't. Let me tell you, I was there, right? I went.
Yep.
And I know you wanted to go.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to get my girl Jamie to go.
Yeah.
But you didn't. But that's okay. I'm glad you guys stayed here in Lansing, right?
Right. Yep.
And so, it was not pandemonium like they said it was. It was not. People were just, I went close to the steps of the Capitol, and people were just kind of nonchalant, chilling, laughing, taking selfies, chanting USA, talking about the election, talking about current events, talking about how great our president is. People hugging each other, loving on each other. I mean, we was having a real Woodstock moment. Remember in the 90s, they tried to relive Woodstock?
Right.
That was nothing.
Right.
That was nothing compared to what we did on January 6th.
Right.
That was all love, all MAGA. And they're sitting there talking, like AOC was on the floor talking about, Black and brown people and children were afraid at our Capitol on January 6th. Do you know how many kids I saw there?
Yeah.
I saw so many children there. I saw mothers there with strollers. I had my son there.
Yeah.
I even took my son to the front to go watch the people up in the scaffolding, on both sides. Right. And he was just like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, it was not going on like AOC said it was going on.
Yeah. Like,
she's just a liar.
Yeah. And to the media, it was the skewed, like little, that pinpointed view showing the actors and the
antagonists.
Yeah. And all them, like that, it was them that they were showing. It wasn't, like I said, and then the Proud Boys, that whole,
Yeah. I mean, I got a video of the police just standing there. They're just standing there with their hands on the rails, like, like nothing was going on.
Yeah.
And so I'm standing there watching this guy just waving people in. You would think, okay, I have a video, you guys, of a guy waving people in. Yeah. Okay. You would think that if there was an insurrection or a storming of the Capitol, right, that would have been it, right? But the police stood down.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is this guy waving people in and the cops are just sitting there?
Yeah. Well, then too, I mean, the whole thing of this is going on inside and whatever. And so we have the shooting. They pause. Wouldn't you, just out of respect and whatever, like just, okay, we're done for the day. Shut the cap. Nope. They made sure that got all, I mean, even if it was a crime scene here in my little town out on the street, they're going to be closed down for a lot longer than that was in the Capitol. And no, we got to still do what we got to do. Why you guys so, and then even, it's just crazy. I mean,
let me tell you how compliant and everybody was on the 6th. So, when the thing was going down, right, as they say in the mainstream media, the EAS went off. The emergency broadcast system went off and told everybody that there was a curfew and everybody needs to leave.
Yeah, yeah.
We all left right after that. Right after we heard that, and everybody said, "Okay, time to go back to the hotel."
Yeah,
everybody.
Yeah,
I mean, there were just droves of people going back to their hotel rooms.
Yeah.
Droves of people. Now, some people stay back, but many
Mostly,
patriots actually, many patriots
rules.
went back. Right.
Yeah.
Because we're law-abiding citizens.
Yeah.
Okay. And see, they take that for weakness.
Yeah.
They take our ability to, to control ourselves, and to obey the laws. They take that as some sort of weakness. They take that as some sort of, we can just push these people around. They're not going to do nothing. They're just going to comply and fold, whatever, But, I remember hearing one patriot say, do not take our patience for weakness.
Exactly.
Because eventually our patience will run out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eventually it'll run out. And I've had friends that had FBI visit them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, and my husband's like, they may come visit you next. I was like, hey. And my husband's like, don't play around, Celeste. Don't play around with people. I was like, look, no, they don't play around with me.
Yeah.
Okay, because I know I'm right. I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Okay, everything that I put out on that day is on Facebook, it's on public platforms.
Right.
Okay, I ain't got nothing to say to them.
Yeah.
Period.
Nothing to hide. Like what?
I'll just shut the door in their face.
Yeah. And that kind of stuff. So people that didn't agitate or riot or cause any trouble, the FBI are on like this.
Right.
We've had for 9 months things getting burned and people getting beaten in the street and the cops getting shot in their cars. We have nothing.
Yep. Yeah, they took over a police station.
Yeah.
Do y'all know how many felonies? Hold up.
Yeah.
Those are a mountain loads of felonies when you take over a police station, okay?
Yeah.
But they want to overlook those people.
Yeah.
But they want to come after us. They want to look over the fact that Eric Swarwell was banging some hot Asian chick. Okay. And then just let her go.
Yeah.
She's got information about our infrastructure and about our security.
Yeah.
That is a matter of national security, and y'all just let her go?
Yeah. Like
but when y'all come to Bank of America and say, give us the records of people that was in DC, oh, here you go. Here you go.
The FBI, Twitter, there's all these, facial recognition pictures of patriots. There's just hundreds and hundreds of them.
What did I say?
Not one BLM or one Antifa. Anything with that? Oh wait, they're Nobel Peace Prize.
They're Nobel Peace Prize winners.
Yeah.
So they don't need to be vetted about what they do. But everyday hardworking patriots who go to work every day, pay taxes. Okay, so people can get COVID relief money, because of this fake shutdowns and stuff. We pay for them to stay home,
right,
and to stay locked down, and we pay for their kids to have remote learning. But those people, they get away scot clean, and we get harassed. Go on, I'll shut the door in those people's faces.
It's no words. I'm
thinking to myself, are we living in America?
Yeah.
I'm like, is this America?
I mean, even in our own capital, we'll be out there. And again, none of us are doing anything. We're law-abiding citizens. Anyone that gets heated is usually the opposition. But it's like, we'll be out there and Antifa and BLM will show up and the police will go protect them. And it's just like, but yet we're not even doing anything. They're agitating. And they get protection. And we know, though, we have our, obviously systems after being there so long that you don't go by yourself because that's when, they're trying to think of a nice word.
They're nocturnal predators.
Yeah. And
they act like nocturnal predators.
And they're weak. And they want to go after you when you're not with people, instead of, or even have an intelligent adult conversation. They're not even up for that. It's yelling in your face. And again, going after character instead of the facts. And it's just ridiculous. But even up at the Capitol, we have that stuff. It's like, our little town it's like, it's crazy. And then like the Black Lives Matter mural. I mean, If that gets
Oh my
damaged,
God.
the police are all over that, taking pictures and right away. I mean, it's just like a whole different, it's just crazy to me. Like the people that are peaceful get treated like the villains. And the people that are just going like just out of control and out of their minds are, oh, hang on, we gotta, I don't get it. I don't, and then we're still mad in the blue, and it's like, but you guys, it's frustrating when we're like, we will, like, there's been Proud Boys, like you've seen, I'm sure, and could have been even in the streets, but I mean, the footage of Proud Boys going, they want to kill you. They want to defund and have you dead. Like, why are you defending them and protecting them? And it does get frustrating when it's just like, oh my gosh, why?
Yeah, but you and I know why, is that they have an agenda. They have their Marxist agenda they want to push through.
Yeah.
And, you know, because of Trump interrupted their 16-year plan in order to push that through.
Oh my gosh.
Now they put it on the fast track using BLM and Antifa. We know that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's it's craziness. It's just, and the police even up at our Capitol, they don't agree with, I mean, they're glad when we're up there, the groups I'm in, they're glad we're there because they know they're not going to have any trouble. Like we're going to help them. We're going to have, they know we have their backs. They know, you know,
right.
And it's just like, they have, I mean, obviously a job to do, but it's frustrating for them, you know, and it's frustrating for us to go like, you have an oath, you know, like.
Right. But the thing is for me is that what makes you guys different than the police dealing with Black Lives Matter is that you guys will even like protect those people in Black Lives Matter if they were in a situation.
I mean,
right.
We've done it where we had, I'm trying to think of which rally, if it was the Freedom Rally. We had, well, it was one of the rallies, there's been so many, but we had the people of Lansing come up and they did their whole theatrics and laid down on the ground and hands behind their back and did all that stuff. And we protected them to let them do, you know, we even invited them, come up, say, speak. This is what it's about. But we're not talking to you, you know, got into all that. And it's like, so you have like the statement, but yet you don't want to explain it to us. I don't, you know, but yet we're going to protect you because you're right as well. But then you're going to be sitting there later pointing guns in patriots' faces that are trying to just drive down the street.
Well, you know, I was reading something about their tactics, and the reason, and I was thinking about this the other day because, you know, we try to get them to articulate their point. Like we're like, okay, articulate to us, what do you think about the system is so wrong? And what's so fundamentally wrong about it? You know, explain to us your point of view. And instead of them articulating it to us honestly and just us having an open dialogue and discussion, they have this thing where they're just like, no, I don't want to talk to you. And I was reading something about this. It's a technique that's called dark projection. You know, it's like you ignore your opponent. You do not give your opponent any kind of audience. Yeah. Why? Because you don't want to expose yourself to the flip side. Like I'm not saying that I'm all that, right? I'm not saying I'm light, right? But let's say that I'm talking to somebody from BLM and I'm like, okay, I want you to articulate for me why it is that you're here, da da da. Yeah. Right. And they don't give me any audience and they ignore me, right? They don't want to be exposed to the light.
Exactly. Right.
But I'm willing to expose myself to their propaganda and their darkness, which is propaganda, right? Their propaganda is darkness to me. Yeah. I'm willing to expose myself to their darkness, but they don't want to be exposed to my light. And it's a very good technique. Yeah. And I'm like,
and it's the truth because we've been up there time and time again. And like, and that's with me, or even me, like being a white female, what, you know, it's like in the Black Lives Matter and whatever. And they're mainly, I don't understand too. I'm like, but there's no one black in your group. So how do you know, how are you speaking for Black lives when you're, that blows my mind. And then, you know, and explain this to me and we don't have to talk to you. And it's just like, I think they're afraid of their ignorance getting exposed, that what they're saying makes no sense.
Right.
You know? And we're not even trying to agitate them. We're just, like, tell them, I don't understand. Make, like I said, make me understand. I mean, where I am in this little small town, we are predominantly white, but we didn't ever, that's just how I've grown up. It's not like I sought that out or whatever, but it's like, make me understand. But when I have not any Black people representing Black Lives Matter, I'm like, I'm confused.
Well, some of those people, they feel that, and I've heard some of them speak, they feel like, from what I'm gathering, this is my interpretation.
Right.
Like, they feel like they can't speak up for Black folks because they're not Black. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want to misrepresent. And so that keeps them, but I'm like, okay, but you're acting like a proxy.
Yeah.
And speaking for a group of people who aren't even here. So you have to, I don't know, maybe you have to say, okay, in speaking for Black people, such and such from our chapter of BLM has given me the permission. I don't care. However you got to explain it, however, whatever mechanisms or processes that you guys use in order to, award somebody, the honor of speaking for Black people. I don't care. We just want to know what's up.
Right.
We're not trying to get an angle. Yeah. Right. We're not trying to get an angle. We're trying to really understand and open each other up. And I think it's also that they're afraid of being vulnerable.
Yeah.
They think that we're going to take advantage of their vulnerabilities, but actually it's the other way around.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just,
like with me. So I'm like, all right, so that's where I got, opened up with Candace Owens and Larry Elder and Thomas Sowell and like all these. Cause I'm like, I don't know. So I gotta listen so I can, and then I'm listening to them. I'm like, well, geez, what they're saying is exactly what I think, so I'm like, so, you know what I mean? I'm like, what? I don't understand, so, oppression and all this stuff it's how bad you want it.
Hey, look, I mean, at the end of the day, we're all going to end up being oppressed at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And you guys are just being used to that end. And if you, if you don't, whether you want to admit it or not, the end game is that we're all going to be under the thumb of these globalists, these people who want to micromanage and control our lives, period.
Yeah.
It don't matter what your skin
color. And it was so frustrating to me to see the pandering and all that when it was just like, I went up on the Friday for the BLM march, right? I mean, in Detroit, right when they opened up, like literally, there's one of the guys said, no one has been out of their houses, so it was a big, and I went up, I didn't wear a mask. And of course I had, of all things, I had more issues with white people coming at me doing stuff than I did anything else. And I had my dog with me and we were walking and we're, cause I thought I was really there with the right cause and right in my heart of what was going on. And after I was there shortly and went down the blocks and started seeing how then it turned into chaos and throwing bricks at cop cars and, doing, and then I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't what this is about. And that's when I started, diving in to really educate myself, then find out, this group is not anything to do with what they are representing, And I had again, it was like, I couldn't understand. And we're downtown Detroit. Like this is, and I was like, okay, I'm out. Cause I'm like, I'm not doing this stuff. Like I'm not this group and this is not, and there's, kind, loving people too. It wasn't like that, but it was just, you could see where the rationality of things just went. I was like, okay. And being in Detroit, not to be, but I was like, all right, I didn't carry, didn't do any of that stuff. Cause I was like, didn't want to put myself in something where if I would have gotten into something and then get it turned on me because of how large the group was. But then I was like, yeah, we're going. My dog and I'm like, we're going because I'm not going to be around cop cars getting thrown bricks at and doing all that stuff.
Right. What I would like to see is for BLM to work with us because we're all after the same goal.
Yeah.
We all want liberty. We all want freedom. We all do not want to live under tyranny. I mean, those are commonalities that, you know, I want to see us build from, and that can bring actual real unity, because, nobody likes to be beaten up by a cop. Nobody likes to be shot in the back by anybody who has been entrusted to be an authority figure. Nobody likes that. But, to destroy property and to try to destroy your opposition, like literally, and also figuratively by, doxing them and putting their lives in danger and their livelihoods in danger.
And
those people are not the people you need to fight. The people you need to fight are the people that are trying to chip you, and they're trying to dumb down your kids. Those are the people you need to be fighting against, know. And part of my goal here in Detroit is to try to we're trying to open up a school here. To help children to be civic minded and to be, like we talked about, being socially functional, being able to have dialogue like you and I are having right now. We don't have to agree on every single point of how we get there, just that we have some consensus on using the system that we have now.
Right.
Because the people who gave us the system we have now, they're using it against us. Right? They're using it against us. And if we can learn how to pull those levers like they've used against us, then we can be on the right proper footing in order to get this thing. In order to make America really, really great.
Well, like you say, and then too, at the whole Black Lives Matter, they have, if it was used in the constructive way, they would have so much power and outreach and everything. And but yet, like it'd be just a simple thing. I'm like, what have you guys done in the community? What have you built? What have you, there's nothing. And that's what's upsetting, where they have so much. And then when you find out that's not where the funds are going, and you're just like, oh my gosh,
Oh my gosh. Did you hear about Catherine Austin Fitts' movie? Have you seen that? Oh my gosh. Okay, let me just give you a rundown, because it was good. It pissed me off so bad, because I'm like, my people are being used by these people. It breaks my heart, because I'm like, they don't know that they're actually being used as a demolition crew. In order to destroy their own communities. So then people like international investors can go in, swoop up, and buy those properties at pennies for pennies. Okay. And so she broke it down. And I gotta find it, and I gotta break it down for you and give it to you, because it was so awesome. But basically she said BLM, all they are is just a demolition crew. To go in, destroy their own communities. So they go in there, they destroy and burn down the communities. The Chinese and any international conglomerates or countries can come in, and they can take those neighborhoods for pennies on the dollar. And then they can see, here in Detroit, a lot of people talk about gentrification here. Why do you think gentrification is such a problem here in Detroit? Because they're having you to destroy your own city, to burn it down, so the international bodies and countries can enrich themselves and their people, and not you. I'm done. I'm done.
It's so frustrating.
That's what I'm saying. You see where my frustration is? Because I'm like, I love my people. Now, some people, like my people, think I'm an Uncle Tom because, I believe in the principles of liberty, right? And and I supported Donald Trump. But I love my people. I want my people to be prosperous. I want them to have their own businesses. I want them to have their own neighborhoods. If you want to have your own neighborhood, have your own neighborhood. I don't care. But it's got to have order.
There's got to be law and order, no matter what.
There's got to be law and order. You have to. I don't care. Listen, I don't care how you do it. If you guys, as a block club, decide to have guys on the street corners, whatever. That's between you and your block club, because I believe in local government being as local as possible, as small as possible, as small as you can get, even down to your block club. That's what I believe. But you have to wake up. And see that these people don't care about you.
And that's the thing, like I said, with the pandering, because it's like all that stuff, and you have our governor going and doing the knee and it's just like, you guys, please, she really doesn't care about you. She just wants votes and she's just trying to do this. And it's so frustrating because it's like, oh, she cares. And then here, look at Biden. And one of the first people he asked for resignation was it the Attorney General? I can't remember exact title, but a black man. And it's just like, yeah. And it's like, what, do you guys not get what's happening? And then, I mean, yeah. And doing all that, you're just proving what everyone thinks of the black community is destruction and doing, and it's like, no, you guys are, you just got trapped. You just got, hoodwinked. You just, I mean,
you're building a community backwards. I don't know if that's backwards, because some communities are built out of the ashes of fire.
Right.
But we have a system of laws. We have a constitution. We have, systems in place so that you can go and redress your grievances to those people. But we have corruption that has trickled down in every level. Okay. And we have to clean that out. And so my question is, before I wrap this up, my question is to you is, after everything we've seen and everything that we know now, what do you see that we as a people, or even, let me just say specifically the Republican Party, what do you see the Republican Party doing to try to bring reconciliation, not just to its own base, but to America?
Well, because, I mean, right now, it's frustrating with the Republican Party. It's like seeing so many rhinos, I mean, and flipping and all that. They've got, oh my gosh, it's like I said, I'm all about this Patriot Party if this ends up coming about, because I mean, never a Democrat. And it's like, and I don't know about, I mean, the Republicans got to prove themselves. I mean, they got to quit flip-flopping. I mean, they really have to sit there, and if they're standing for what we're voting them to stand for, like, stand for it. Not this whole, that's what you say, though, unfortunately, there's corruption in all levels. And I think everything's just got to get cleaned out down to the bare bones and start over almost again. And to even the terms, like they're saying, we can't have people in terms for Pelosi, Biden, for instance. What have they done in all those years? But the Republican Party, they got a lot of proving to do I mean, it's just, I mean, we're going to see what tomorrow with the election, the committee, and we'll see and then I guess Thursday, did you hear there's a thing about the vaccines Thursday's going on?
No, what's going on Thursday?
There's something going on. I'll DM. I didn't know either, and I have friends that are going up. There's a committee about that on vaccines going on up at
Okay.
Yeah. On Thursday, which I didn't know was going. I mean, like I said, it's just trying to keep track of everything. But the Republicans, it's like
now
so frustrating.
Now I didn't mean to interrupt you, but tomorrow it is the election committee. I just want to let everybody know that tomorrow, I don't care if you live in Michigan or not.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., the election committee here in Michigan are going to have hearings based on, making changes to election laws here in Michigan. I don't care if you live in Michigan or not. Y'all need to be tuned into that. Because number one, Michigan is one of the contested states. Okay, we still have lawsuits that are open here in Michigan, so that's not gone away.
Nope.
So don't listen to mainstream media. Them saying, "Oh, well, Michigan is done. It's over." Whatever.
We got good cases going on.
So we're all going to be listening in. Y'all, I hope. Let's listen. Okay, not just listen, but let's take notes. Okay, because I don't care what anybody say. We're all responsible. Okay, we're all responsible. Number one, I think, my opinion about what's going on, I think the Republican Party needs to admit that they have misled, mismanaged, and they've not done their job properly.
Right.
To present us, as a base to America. And I think a lot of apologies need to happen.
Yeah.
And they say the first thing that needs to happen when you need to be healed from an addiction or an illness or whatever, you need to admit that you got a problem.
Yeah.
We need to admit in the Republican Party that we got a problem.
Yeah. Yes.
We got a problem with, we want to look good. We want to have a perception that we got it all together. No, this time right now is proving that Republicans don't got it together. Okay, we don't got it together. Okay, we're all out of sorts. Okay, we duck and hide when people want to ask us questions, or they say, "Oh, did you say that?" No, it's not time for us to duck and hide right now. Okay, it's not time for that.
And don't circle back. Just, I mean, be honest.
Right.
Like, just be honest.
Just
like,
own it.
Yeah.
Say, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, that's my girl right there.
Oh my
That's
God.
my
And the
girl.
stuff that's with her right now, it's like she's, oh my gosh, that's frustrating. That's a whole.
I'm thinking to myself, how can I? Because I want to run for an office one day. Maybe one day I will. I don't know.
Right.
But I'm thinking to myself, okay, if I'm running for an office, I don't really feel like I can be represented as a Republican because of the way they've treated her.
Right.
So
I mean, and Republicans even did it, to vote her out of committee.
Right.
What? I mean, at what point do you at least, support your own? I mean, it's like, if there's something that's a legit whatever, but just to be part of the group, or it's just frustrating. And she's not. What is she doing?
She was going to bring impeachment. She was going to bring impeachment on Sleepy Joe. That's what they and they wanted to stop that.
I mean, and even during her press conference, they're trying to, sit there and CNN and all them, and they're just, and she's like, "Did you not see my speech yesterday? I've explained all," they just keep wanting to go and go after her, and then they just, they don't want to listen to any facts or anything. They just want to skew the narrative to their advantage.
They're what I call the cut and paste media.
Yeah.
They just want to cut and paste what they want her to say and say that she said that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even surprise me if they, because they got like, technology. They can like imitate voices and stuff. So it don't even surprise me if they even try to do that kind of jump. I know some of y'all think I'm crazy. I'm kind of radical, but yeah, so y'all would have did that up about 5 years from now. That's okay. Yeah, I'm a little crazy.
You gotta be a little, though. I mean,
next, who's got a question? Next, okay.
I mean, if you've got the facts and you're telling the truth, it's easy to keep, sticking to your path. I mean,
it's easy.
But when you keep lying and lying and lying and lying and lying, it's like, what, that's, that is a ridiculous thing to talk about.
Right.
But wait, you're the one bringing it up. I'm just asking you're the one. It's just crazy. But yeah, I just, transparency. We just want transparency.
And that's all we ever asked for from November 3rd, just absolute transparency. We're adults. We can handle it. Okay, we're not like a lot of your base, we can't handle truth, I believe that having transparency, allowing us to make that decision on what we want to disseminate.
Yeah. It's like
us.
Like we talked about before, if we truly lost this election and Trump it would suck. It'd be a hard pill to swallow.
Right.
It would be like, all right, what do we learn from this? And let's get it going for the next thing. But that's not what happened.
Right.
But you know what? We're not whining little babies that we didn't get our way. No, it's not what happened. And you should be worried about a fair election. Period.
Right. And even though, everybody, because I know there are some people who think that he didn't lose. That's my thing. He didn't lose. Okay. But I know there's some people who say, well, he's done out of politics. And there's some people who believe, like I believe, he may run in 2024. We're not sitting here crying. You and I are going to be on that phone call tomorrow morning, and other patriots who love to keep intact the integrity of our, we're going to be on them calls tomorrow. Yeah. We're going to be opening up schools. We're going to take over industries. We're going to buy infrastructures. Right. We're going to make our own, pillars of power and institutions in order for us to make America truly, truly great.
And it takes us all of us. All of us.
Right.
Democrat, Republic, everyone. It takes us all.
Right. It takes all of us. Right.
Agree to disagree, but it should be about the greater good. That's all we want is the greater good. Even if the Republicans, and we're not liking what they're saying, if they're like, break it down for me. Okay. All right. You know what? It's just, it's all about the greater good. I just, not all this sneaky, like, our governor, all these little sneaky bills and different things, always I mean, I need to quit my job just to keep track of all the stuff that's going on at the cap. I mean, it's lunacy. It's craziness. And I'm not,
it's hard to keep up with.
Yeah. I mean, and two, I mean, and even I'm just a little bit of college, but I mean, to sit there and understand it all and do whatever. And it's a lot. I mean, I'm excited. I'm happy I'm doing it, but it's like, it's a lot. It's a non-stop job. Like, even, like, that's why I said, like, there's so many facets going on. We got with the election, and then there's there's so many things going on right now. It's just trying to narrow it down to where, like I said, we'll get, and we didn't really get into, but like the human trafficking, we definitely can do a whole thing on with that. But I mean, it's just, there's just so much stuff going on. And right now it's just like the election, though, is a catalyst even to go into that, because President Trump was doing really good things, but you never heard about all that. And it's just, and then the wall, the misconceptions, I didn't think it, like, there's a ton of good happening with the wall. And it's just, I mean, there's just tons and tons of things, and it's just, but yeah, it's all about the greater good. It's what it should be about, but there's so much corruption, and it's tainted. It's not, and it's
everybody, I feel like everybody is in it for themselves. Everybody is in it for their own selfish ambitions and for their own trying to build themselves a legacy. And it's like, okay, I get it. I want Mentag towers, okay? I want tag team towers like Trump towers, okay? Set it right between Trump Hotel, whatever. But it takes work.
You can't just get it handed to you. And I've certainly, like, even I had some stuff at work today where I'm going to earn a promotion or earn whatever by doing it the right way. I'm not kissing butt. I'm not brown. I mean, I'm not taking the easy way. I'm not going to, like that, take a little bribe, or, hey, you pat my back, I'll pat your, none of that stuff. That's not, and that's what's that's what's happened. It's just so, and to realize it's been decades and added decades and I mean, there's so, and then Vatican and this, and I'm like I said,
and that's how you get the Pelosi's. That's how you get the Pelosi's and the Schumers, and you get, the Newsoms running California, because
everybody knows everybody somehow. Even, the Circle Back girl, her husband's in with that whole GameStop thing, and there's just everybody. It's like what is it, 5 or 6 separations of Kevin Bacon. I mean, that's kind of, it's like, that's what everyone in the politics and government, I mean, everybody knows, and that's where there's to be certain terms, you're out. That's it. Once you fill that, you're done. Let the new needs, not like, even, gosh, I mean, even the royalty over in Britain and all. I'm like I said, it's just every day. It's
that's what it seems like it's turned into, because our republic was not meant to be, a government meant to be built for monarchs and nobles. But that's what we turned into. So we went from getting away from monarchs and nobles, and now we have the nobility of Europe once again. Now they're kind of mixed in with a little color, as Bill de Blasio's wife. Their daughter may end up somewhere in politics down the line, even though she a little. But anyway, I mean, we'll not saying anything bad about nobody kids or nothing, but I'm just saying.
Well, and then
that's how they do it.
And then like I say, that will segue into another, because clearly with the mask, having de Blasio on them with the, certain symbolisms on the mask during New Year's. I mean, it's it's just. And oh my gosh, so there's just
we are going to have so much more to talk about. In other streams, because I enjoyed this. I don't know, and Tracy is right. Everyone is related. Everyone. When I found out that Obama was related to W, I was like, what? I was like, nah, that's crazy.
And I mean,
that's crazy.
Oh my God! And like I said, even the whole, like, W with you know, back with the assassination of Kennedy. I'm like, what? I mean, like I said, it's just so much. This is so deep seated, and so it's just
so many rabbit holes.
Yeah,
it's just.
Oh my! I mean, but
you gotta.
Yeah, it's like, and so, I mean, some of it, I'm like, what? Yeah, but again, I got to draw my own conclusion. But a lot of it, like the way things like that, just like Tracy, like everyone is related. It's just, I mean, $183,000 a year, Circleback's getting, and can't answer a question.
Man.
But her husband, you know, I mean, but she you know what I mean, she's got someone in there that it's just crazy. And
oh my God, somebody caught her on a hot mic moment.
Oh God.
Somebody caught, oh my God. So JFK Jr., Tracy says JFK Jr. is alive. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about another day.
Yeah, we'll have a whole
Yeah, like, I want to can we have a show just about conspiracy theories?
Yeah, I mean,
because
I'm all about it. Because, like I said, it.
Because we can do it all night.
Oh my God,
we can do it all night. I have enjoyed this conversation, and I cannot wait to do it again.
Yes.
Please share this video with anybody and everybody. Join us the next time. We're going to try to do this like once a week. You want to try to do this once a week?
Yep, I'm thinking once a week, and then get some try to get some topics. Like I said, we'll get into human trafficking and different things. And
we didn't get into that tonight, but we'll get into that.
And then because I know probably our next time we'll probably go through. We've got 2 things this week happening here in Michigan, so I know we got to probably with that. And it's just that's what I mean. When you think one thing, there's just so much going on. It's just
right.
I mean, it's not a bad thing, but it's just to be in the know. That's why I love having our Patriots, because and I'm not the fan of Facebook, especially with them taking away one of my, my other site that I had forever with my kids and all that. And, it's upsetting, but yet I need these feelers so we can get out to people. It's just, it's the best thing until we can get a platform that's, we need a Patriot platform. We need something that's just,
I know a Patriot platform that everybody can go join. And I'm gonna give my boy John a shout out. He is the creator of Us Against Media.
Oh yeah, yep. I'm on. Yep.
So you're on Us Against Media. I'm on Us Against Media.
Yes.
So if there's any Patriots out there watching this, and go to Us Against Media. Okay, check out my boy John, Adam Boyd. Part of the TRT crew, because that's where I am.
And I think I was talking with them because I'd like to get with see if we can all get together sometime and do a show on there and everything, and just kind of whatever, like spitball stuff, whatever, because I know John, they would love that and everything. They said I've been, again, Patriots and family, like everyone, it's just been awesome. Like I said, if anything, I mean, meeting everyone and doing all this with the Capitol, and I mean, it's one of the best things. Like I say,
we're family.
Yeah,
we're family.
Yeah,
we're family. It was just us being with John and Adam on their show. It would be just like us, just family, just sitting talking around the table, just shooting shit. So.
And we can butt heads, because I know Adam and I, we've had a couple things and we work it out. But you got to have that too, because that's what gets you thinking, and you can agree to disagree at the end of it all. If you you can agree to disagree, but everyone needs to get that fire in them, just to let me just to get that moment of just get outside your box. Otherwise, if a lot of us won't even be here or fighting for this many Patriots all over the country and the world. I mean, if we didn't have, that fight and that out of our box, and we got to do it.
Right.
But I think that's how I messaged Rachel, actually, John, and I said, hey, so definitely we're going to keep doing this.
We got to do that.
Yep. Blowing it
up. Definitely. And what I love about Us Against Media is that it is a startup.
Yeah.
Community of Patriots and I love it because it's apart from Facebook, right? Yeah. We can talk to each other apart from Facebook, apart from Twitter. Yeah. And that's why I was like, I joined it, because I was like, if we ever get separated again, It's not going to happen because we have our own media platform. So I'm so proud of John that he was able to get that network up and running so that we Patriots can go and have a place to, have that convo. We can have that place in order to share information.
Right.
And I just love that. Unless, somebody's speaking like something really out of the way, like violence or anything like that. Everything else is game. You know what I mean? So I was just very proud of them doing that.
Yeah. And I think
that helps us out.
We're all on the same page. I mean, in a lot of things, that's what's brought us together and everything. So, and it should be, I think it's just Us Against the Media. Is it .com? I think it's .com.
I think it's usagainstmedia.com. Just everybody just put in your search bar Us Against Media. I will leave a link on my Facebook and on my YouTube in the description, and you guys can
either one.
If you guys are connected with me on Facebook, DM me and I will give you guys the link. Whatever, but go there. It is a safe space for Patriots. I won't say safe space. I don't want to use these people verbiage or anything like that. But it is a place for us Patriots to go and to bounce ideas about how we can continue to make America great again. So I'm going to wrap this up, my friend. It was such a pleasure to talk to you and to get another perspective from another Patriot about what's going on. And we're going to do this again.
Absolutely.
So,
yes,
definitely.
Absolutely. I love it.
So,
I love it.
I know.
But we will keep doing what we're doing, and we'll get that next one down and get that out. And then, but yeah, tomorrow 9 a.m. In fact, I was so anxious about it. I thought it was today, and I was like, why isn't this live working? And I'm like, oh my gosh. When you get up at 3:30 in the morning, you get a little. I was like sitting there at 9:15. I was emailing people or messaging people going, why is it not working? They're like, what? I'm like, oh, never mind. It's tomorrow.
I'm ready too. I'm ready. I'm like you. I'm ready to change the world. Right? I'm ready to change the world. So let's do it. Let's do this.
We're doing it. Every little
All right, Patriot. You have
water.
That's right. That's right. Just that pebble in the water. Well, you take care, Patriot.
You too.
I will be connecting with you on on Messenger, and we will talk again to do this another time.
And love all you guys, all you Patriots out there. Love you guys.
Love you too. Take care.
Bye.
Peace. Bye.